Well, welcome to another episode of Dunamis Women Today. I would love to consider this as a special edition because at the end of the day, I have daughters around me, natural daughters, spiritual daughters, but we're going to be talking about a thought-provoking topic. Who the hell am I? Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this.
Dunamis, Dunamis woman, woman. Dunamis, Dunamis woman.
Welcome to a wonderful special edition of Dunamis Woman Today. As you can see, there's some other women here. We're all together, which makes this so special because we're going to talk about a process and a journey that we all had to go through and still going through it to really understand not who am I, but who the hell am I?
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited about this topic.
Yes.
Carlene?
Yes, I am too. Let's go.
Antoinette?
Yes, excited.
Ariel?
Yes, I am excited.
Mother Linda?
Real excited.
And we got an eclectic approach for ages. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Of how we have taken this journey, how to discover who the hell am I. Now, before we get into it, let me just explain HELL.
Yeah.
Okay, because some Christians will get offended, saying, "Oh, she said hell," But it's an acronym that even in my journey, I had to learn and discover as being the woman, my healing process. Okay, in that healing, I had to be empowered.
Yeah.
First of all, to love.
Yeah.
And then to continue to laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who the hell am I? Healing, empowerment, to live, love, and laugh. All right.
Yes.
So that's the beautiful part about it. Most of all, to live and to love.
Yes.
All right. Because I think that with that comes the laughter. Now, who want to go first as far as their journey? What does that mean? Who the hell am I? Mother, let me go and take it. Let the oldest always speak first.
Well, for me, it really was a journey because at 60 plus years, you may think you already know who you are. But I didn't. I was just following the footsteps of what somebody else said I was and what I should do and how I should be, what I should say, what I shouldn't say. But when the pain hit, I had to figure out what I had to do with that pain. And the only way to figure that out was to find out who I was.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with it without knowing who I was. Deep down, who are you, Linda? So it's been really an empowering thing to find out who you were really created to do, what you were created to do, what God put you on this earth just for you to do, Linda. Whether it took 60 to do it or 65 to do it, He has something just for you to do, Linda. So after I dug into that and said, "Okay, God, I'm 60 years old. What you want me to do? I want you to sit tight and find out who you are. Take it step by step to find out who you are. Yeah, I know you, Linda. Yeah, I know you got hazel eyes. Yeah, I know your mommy was named Kari. Yeah, I know your daddy named Walter. But I want you to dig into who you are. On September the 28th, 1956, you were born. And that day that you were born, I had things set aside just for you to do.
Yeah.
So I have dug deep to find out who Linda is. Linda is confident. Linda loves to laugh. Linda has learned how to create her life. And Linda has learned how to create the life God wants her to create, not the life somebody else
wants you to create.
So I am loving life at 65 years old.
65 years young.
65 years young.
Yeah.
I am loving life. And each day I'm just looking forward to what God has for me.
And if you could do that at this young, tender age, but you said one thing, and I want you to elaborate on it before we go to someone else, because I know pain hit you several times.
Yeah.
In 65 years, I can't even imagine how much pain. But what was the main pain that caused you to really know, like, who the hell are you?
Well, I guess because all the pain that was hitting me, I was brushing it under the rug and I was just being okay because that's what you're supposed to be, okay. Because after all, you're a Christian and you love the Lord. You know God got you. Just do what you do. So once I realized that do what you do wasn't going to get it, this was a different type of pain. Being involved with someone for close to 20 years, you're married, you get married. I didn't even get married for the first time until in my 50s.
Wow.
And then it just fell apart. So that was the pain that hit my stomach, hit me like, have I really been Linda all this time? You know, I got married. I said, I do. I became wife, mother, and grandmother with one I do. So Linda, the woman, got lost. She was just way on the back burner. So when this pain hit, Linda had to come to the front first because Linda had to fight for herself. Linda had to fight for her strength. Linda had to not go crazy because of the situation that was at hand. So I believe that was the hardest pain to have hit me, was after being involved with somebody that you thought had your best interest at heart for 20 years.
And then you took that leap of faith and said, I do at 50 something.
At 50.
For the first time.
For the
first time. That's amazing. That's amazing. You know, I tell a lot of women as we spiritually coach and guide so many across this globe that it's such a detriment to lose the woman that you never knew.
Right.
That's a difference when you know her and you lose her.
Right.
But to lose someone that you never known. Ariel, your is like real at this young tender age. Yeah. What's that all about?
I mean, because I'm saying because I think about our here Dunamis Woman, our clarion call, which we created. And you always talk about a clarion call. It's a hearing that when women connect with us at Dunamis Woman, they have to hear a sound that's calling them and beckoning them. And I put it together. I don't know if I can remember off the top of my head, but it really is saying like, you know, who the hell am I? You know, every woman wants to know. So she goes through a journey to pursue healing in the depths of her soul. And it goes on to say purpose and freedom is what her heart longs after. And she's ready for God to start doing a work on on the inside of her in this new life chapter. And when we talk about that, you know, women come in really to Dunamis Woman saying, who the hell am I? Because I'm broken. I thought I was a wife. I thought I was a mother. I thought I was this, you know, Proverbs 31 woman, but life shattered me. And now I'm like, who the hell is this woman? And really, they got to go through one healing within the depths of their soul, because that healing helps you break away everything you thought that you once were. No matter what age you are. And the reason why I said in my age is because we in this generation think that we're just going to go to school, go to college, get the husband, settle down, have a good job. So at 20 something or 25 or 30, when that doesn't happen, like, God, you owe me something. Right. Because I did all what I was supposed to do. So I need the man with the nice tie, the GQ suit, and have my kids, and I'm supposed to be married.
And I'm so beautiful.
And I'm beautiful. So we don't even think about going through a healing process because this is who I was supposed to be. But the reality is all those degrees and love or whatever you want is not really who you were supposed to be. So to me, it's like, even at this young age, healing still has to go through to wipe all those things away and say, okay, now who are you really? Because if you love me, I'm not going to let you go through this dictated stages of life that you created and think that you're just going to walk in abundance. That ain't going to happen.
Because you will sabotage.
You will
sabotage all that he has had for you.
And in my generation, it's more so, who are you? Who are you to really think that in this tender age of 30, you've done all that you need to do to get that?
You know, and I always challenge people because, first of all, you got to go through it to get to it. Things just don't come because you say, I love you, Lord.
Exactly.
Okay, he already knows that. But at the end of the day, your love has to be tested, proven, and tried.
Exactly.
And it's not about what he's given you to do. Like you said, what you have acquired in life, because in your generation, y'all get some stuff that we had to work for a long time. You know, for a long, and I firmly believe that's a setup, but that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? But even in the journey of who the hell am I, and I want to bring this out really clearly. It's to be healed. Healing brings empowerment. Being empowered shows you how to live, and then you will only know how to love.
Yes. Yes.
And to whom you know you love. And the first one is Christ. Second one is you. And then everybody else follows.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Now, Antoinette, in your journey of learning who the hell are you, we typically love everybody else, love God, and then we're on the bottom of the totem pole.
Yes. And I did that. I loved myself. I liked myself. I adorned myself.
There you go. Come on now.
But on the inside, I wasn't getting the love that I needed. But I was giving love. I was steady giving. I was giving to family, giving to friends, mostly family, because I was this self-sufficient, so they think in their mind. I was, but I was fighting I had to be self-sufficient. I didn't have nobody to fall back on.
That's right. That's
I
right.
had to be.
That's right.
I had no husband to run to and say, hey, the bill ain't gonna get paid. I had 2 kids. I had to be, but I was fighting for me and my household. But at the same time, I was giving out of my soul to them. But nobody was giving nothing back to Antoinette. So when I got hit, I was looking for that love. Knew Christ, knew he loved me. So, hey, he up there, now he gonna show me some love. But that was the healing part that I went through for him to show me his love and his abundance. And that healing, which I'm still doing, healing.
It's a
and to
process.
live.
It's that you live.
And to live. And it was like I was living for everybody else. I love to travel, but I couldn't do those things. I had my kids. I got to do this. I had to be the Susie Fix It All for not only myself, my family, everybody. And I was like, no, through this process of healing, Antoinette has learned how to live. I have been empowered, still being empowered. And I love to laugh. If you don't know nothing else, I like to jack a fool.
Yeah, you really, right.
I love to laugh. But it taught me how to live. And, you know, I don't worry. I do consult the mama over here when I want to jump a plane and go somewhere, or if I want to do something.
And that's sometimes because I see you over there in Jamaica somewhere laying out. I'm like, how the heck did she get there? You know what I'm saying? What she just over here?
Right.
You know, even when, you know, if my job send me something, I always say, well, Mom, what you think? Because that's what I did with my mom, you know, and her stance was, well, what you going to do with AJ? He's 27 years old. So when I consult this one who has empowered me, hell, he grown. And baby, I hit the button. Because it taught me how to just go. He will be fine. And he has. And I love to travel. So like you say, you're allowed to see me anywhere.
But you know, going through the process of discovering who the hell you really are, first of all, you got to come to a realization. And I'm speaking to those who are true believers, really love the Lord. We have these fantasies that we live in that there is no realization. For instance, you were saying, you know, I know God, Christ loved me or whatever. And, you know, this song came to my mind. He rocks me in the cradle of his arms. You know, the realization he ain't came down to rock you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, look, that's you all up in here.
Exactly.
Reality is you want somebody to
hold
me
you and rock me.
You know what I'm saying?
Real. I want a human touch. I know he can touch me a little bit, but I want that human touch.
I want them triceps,
biceps,
and even a little bit of that 12-pack.
Come on, yes.
You know, but that's just an example of how we get caught up in fantasies.
Right.
You know, and we use these terms, cliches, you know, because that's not even biblical, but we hear these songs and we hear these things that take us out of the realization of who we are.
Yes.
And without that realization, you can't walk in your own truth.
Nope.
You can't walk. So knowing who the hell you really are, first of all, be real with yourself.
Yes. And that's one thing being empowered taught me, to stand and walk in my truth. I never really had cut cards with you, but now I just stand in my truth, whatever that is.
Yeah. Well, Miss Carlene,
Yes, ma'am.
who the hell are you?
Who the hell am I? Now, a grown woman that's following the path of just being woman and just standing for legacy, standing for family, but also loving me, just loving me. And it's rising every day, you know, it's rising every day. So.
You know, we lose ourselves so much in titles.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that woman hasn't been empowered
Right.
because many of us became even a mother
Yes.
before we knew who we were.
Young age.
We became a mother, some of us, before we became wife.
Yes.
You,
Right.
you understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you were born, and I want to go back to Ariel on this one because she's my daughter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you were born daughter.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
So you could easily get sift into that title
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and not even allow the woman to flourish. And I'm so freaking proud of you because the woman is developing even at a young,
Yes.
tender
Yes.
age, which we
Yes.
didn't notice at 30.
Right.
And at 30.
At 30 something.
No.
You understand what I'm
No.
saying?
No.
Because I was even engulfed in
Mhm.
raising them,
Mhm.
you know, putting
Yeah.
everything in as mother. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So you didn't allow, although that title daughter was there. Talk about that from what I'm speaking about.
So it's actually interesting that you say that because yesterday, let me just say this. You permitted me to understand and learn who the hell I am. You didn't shelter me. You didn't say, oh, let me keep you from hurt and harm of life. You've allowed me to go through stuff so that I can run to healing. And I think oftentimes, mothers like to shelter so that their daughters don't do what they did.
Yes.
And you empower me to live. You empower me because with living comes hurt.
Yeah,
Okay, let me say
that's
that.
right. That's right.
So,
Yes.
you empower me to live in the best way that I can, and even to think that I was loving and in love and head over heels in love, which you knew hurt was gonna come, so healing was gonna follow. And it's like you kind of at the young years took me backwards. Love, live, be empowered, because I know healing gonna come. When healing comes, then you'll really learn who the hell you are,
Right.
based upon who God created you to be, and. I could have so easily been caught up in that, like you said, the role of daughter. Well, I got to be here for my mother. I got to help her out. Let me put my life on hold. But I didn't. And, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. I'm learning to embrace more of the woman that I am today and seeing her evolve. But it was funny. And the reason why I'm saying this is because yesterday we were in the car and I had an imagination of being daughter. But it was, and I'm not going to cry, but it was being daughter without you here. And I was in the back seat, and in the imagination I was married, and I was in this corner of my room, and I was crying out to you, and I was like, Mom, what do I do? Mom, what do I say? Mom, what do I do? And you were gone. But it was me building that relationship with you to hear your voice and what you're saying for the woman to get up, be the woman. Stand in the woman. Love your husband. Do that. And I don't get all of that now, and not like it's on purpose. I don't think it's for me to get right now.
That's right.
It's for me to really learn how to be the woman. And then as you go on to be with the Lord, now from a daughter, just like I am with my Heavenly Father, I seek to hear your voice. I seek to be reminded of what was taught and what was said and what was put on the inside of me. And it wasn't like I was in grief or sorrow, but it was like, you were just reminding me, this is who you are. This is who you are. And I was just in the back seat, and I was like, hopefully they'll see me crying. And I don't know why I allowed myself to go through those imaginations, but it just really empowered me to know that even as you leave this earth, whenever you do, that between what God has shown me and what you have imparted into me from a natural standpoint, I'm like, whatever comes in my marriage when I get married or as a mother, I'm like, I'm covered. Like I'm good, and it was a great feeling, and and the reason why I say that is because so many women don't know how to live and become women. And then when their mother leaves or whatever, they're in this grief and they're in this sorrow, and it's nothing that's instilled in this time because their mother didn't allow them the freedom to be woman.
Just be. And you know what? I believe that, first of all, particularly as women, and I'm going to, all of us right here Black, so we're going to stick with our Gentile and our race, but this is applicable for all. We have not been empowered to use our imagination in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? We have not been, and imagination is good. Imagination ain't always just for the wonderful fantasy. You know what I'm saying? You have to think beyond, and my healing journey when I started, I made a firm decision, and my mantra is, and it was for you, and it's for everybody, but particularly you all as being my daughters, you and Allison, yet I'm gonna live like I'm dead to them, but yet alive.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
good. That's good.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that.
You know, because that was a decision,
Love
because
that.
we can still hold on.
Yeah.
We can still lose the woman by being a mother all the time, being controlling.
Yeah.
But in my mind, if God did remove me, they had to grow up.
Yeah.
At some point.
So I don't want you to remove me to grow up. Some people are removed so their kids can't grow up.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
And mama and
You in the
grandmama
way.
Ray, because
You
you're
in the way.
steadily
Steady,
in the
yeah.
way. You know, so I'm glad that you said that, because that was
Mm.
very empowering for me,
That's good.
you know, because it's letting me know that the decision that I made to be healed, empowered, to live and to love is to let you all go through that process.
Yeah.
But you all, because, you know, most folks still going to the cemetery,
Mhm.
Yeah.
talking to mama.
Mhm.
Jay Dad. Yeah.
I done
She
that
can't
for
talk
my-
back. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Going to the cemetery. You know, trying to get resolved.
Yeah,
Mom, what
yeah,
should I
yeah.
do? Like she said.
Right.
But I want her to go through it, and all of them. So when they want to come to me, I'm still alive to be able to talk back to them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Mother Linda, speak about that from your own experiences.
Yeah.
From my experience, me and my mom were two peas in a pie.
Mm-hmm.
And I still talk to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom passed in 2003. And I mean, it's not too many days that I don't say, Mom, did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Or, Mom, did you hear that? It's just such a close bond. I have become my mom. I realized that.
Yeah.
I have become my mom. But what you said, Ariel, I had chills over here, because so many times I have imagined just asking my mom for guidance
Mm-hmm.
because of something that she instilled in me. Did I remember that right, Mom? Because I don't want to err
Mm-hmm.
in what she has instilled in me.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, whoo, wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I tell so many women, well, I don't tell them, but I tell them after the fact, whatever you call me is who you need me to be.
Mhm.
And I've never asked anyone to call me Mama D.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I present myself to them as
Right.
Pastor D.
Right.
And I'm like, how do you go from Pastor D to Mama D? You know what I'm saying? You know, but regardless if they're 20, 30, 40, to discover who the hell they are,
Right.
it's something in them that still has to be found.
Yes.
And I want you to speak about this, Carlene, because you came out the gate talking about Mama D, and we doggone near 4 years apart in age. You know what I'm saying?
50.
Right, you know, we're probably 7 years or whatever. But it's a spiritual
Right,
force.
right,
It's
right.
a spiritual thing, you know. And some people just call me Apostle D. Some people call me Master. Some people just call me Dunamis D. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter, because whatever you need D to be, that's who I'm going to be to you.
Yes.
Yes.
So out the gate, because I think with them talking about that mother piece and everything, how does that resonate with you? Because you came out the gate, Mama D.
It's a feeling that you know that you need, and you absorb it. It's all over you. Like you said, I know the pastor in it, but in a lot of my journey where I was at, I need that mothering. I need that mothering, because I'm still holding on, not loving me. So I needed somebody to show me that I can love me in my 50 plus years. You know? So mama, you know, mama, help me. Because I needed help. I needed help. I'm still that little girl, but 50. So we starting at the beginning.
We're still at 8. You 50
Yeah.
chronologically,
Hello.
but there's some
Yeah.
developmental stages that's still
Yes.
8.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes, because I can't do this.
Yeah. And I think it's safe to say, you know, that in the journey of learning who the hell you are,
Right.
you have to face the fact that mothering is needed.
Needed.
And a lot of times, you know, women come to Dunamis Woman lacking mothering.
Yes.
And it's not that I want to be like my mother or not like my mother, but to really understand who the hell I am as woman, impartation of mothering
Right.
needs to take place.
Yes.
And we grow up too fast.
Yeah.
You know, starting out adult, teenager. I'm watching kids. Everybody bring the kids over my grandmother's house. So I'm watching kids, but I'm still the little girl.
Right.
So I really ain't had. I'm ready to get out this house because too many kids.
Too many kids.
And then come.
I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So didn't have that time. And
Which is
I'm
why you
grateful.
got married at 18, 19.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know?
I need to get out this house
Yeah.
because I was running,
Yeah,
still
yeah,
running,
yeah.
but did not know how to be.
And I think that, even when we go into part 2, we could probably switch gears and go to the paternal, because you always say we're here as Dunamis women to break the curse of the paternal.
Yes, yes.
But to birth what the maternal did not do.
Exactly.
Yes.
And knowing who the hell I am consists of both.
It consists of both.
Yeah,
Consists
yeah.
of both.
Can't separate them.
It's not me knowing who the hell I am just so I could walk in the abundance that God has
Right.
for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
and live the life.
Yes.
But there's a work, like you said,
Yes.
when I was born on this certain date, there was a work that God had for me to do.
Yeah.
And knowing who the hell I am is also proclaiming that as I'm healed, as I'm empowered to live and love, I can still proclaim to the gates of hell, to the enemy, I'm
Yeah.
here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm
And
here.
that's what who the hell am I is speaking. It's
Yes.
speaking to the gates of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I could have just said, who am I? We always trying to be so perfect and dignified and reputable. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because you can't. But when I say who the hell am I, I'm letting the enemy know you will not take my identity
Yes,
ever again.
yes,
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Because we were stripped from that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
yes.
And I can't even imagine. I tell Allison and Ariel this all the time. If I didn't start my healing journey, I left their father. He said he was going to take the kids. I said, don't worry about it. I'll give them to you. You know what I'm saying? And they were young, and I know I prayed and believed God for them.
Yeah.
But if I did not know who I was, I wouldn't be who they needed me to be.
Right,
Yes.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I clearly told them, I said, don't worry about it. I give them to you because I know when they're 18 years old, they're going to come looking for me.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We don't want to take a risk
Right.
to discover who we are. But if I had stayed in the situations that man wanted me to stay in to look reputable and credible, I don't know who I would be.
Wow.
I don't even know where I'd be. That imagination that she had would not have came because I wouldn't imagine where she would be.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And to know who the hell you are, you gotta take some risks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta take
Yes.
some risks. Real
Yes.
quick, what one risk you have taken?
The risk that I've taken just to know who I am and to stand in my truth. And as you said, having a mother, I had my mother. My mother just passed. It's just been a year this month that she passed. So not that I still don't need mothering, because when I came, she was Pastor D. But I don't know if she noticed. I find myself calling her Mama D.
Yes.
And I find myself calling her to get instructions, to get guidance, because I still need that mothering. Not that my mother wasn't there, but I was not taught kingdom the way she's teaching me now. And because the mother that I had would have said, no, you stay there with your husband. Don't you leave your husband. They stay there and raise them kids. That man can't do that for them kids. But now, no, I know they will be all right. So I took that risk of I could just be who I am and be free.
And everything that we're speaking about, you all, I just want you all to know, it's all about the kingdom.
Yes.
And the kingdom is not in the church. The kingdom is in you. The kingdom is when you walk in that door and you go in your home. And when there is no king, the dominion that you have, you got to discover who you are to get to where you got to be.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The kingdom is where God has established you, man, woman, children. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And when the home is broken, the kingdom is broken.
Yes.
So healing is so important to restore the kingdom. And I got to be empowered for the kingdom in me to be restored. And I got to live the abundant life God is. And that consists of things, y'all. That consists of a mindset.
Yes.
To know how to live and to first love myself.
Yes.
Well, I'm so glad you all joined us for this part one. Ariel, we're going to come back as you had stated. Carlene, we're going to come back. Antoinette, Mother Linda, because we're going to talk about the paternal side of understanding who the hell we are. For those of you all don't know, Pastor D, I am. Mama D, I am. Apostle D, I am. But really who I am is Dunamis D. Stay tuned. We'll be back.